Ένα μικρό διάλειμμα με φυσικές ομορφιές των Χανίων από αυτά τα υπέροχα βίντεο που έχουν προετοιμαστεί και για την δική μας την εκδήλωση. Τώρα θα μάθουμε, όπως είπαμε και πριν, για τις ανάγκες, να μιλήσουν ήδη άνθρωποι και που ασχολούνται επιχειρηματικά ενώντας και έχουν έρθει σε επαφή με τους digital nomads. So we continue on in English, okay? Yeah. Let's welcome Memon as a co-founder, Escape Co-Living. Thank you very much for coming. And Lotus Vrijma as a founder and CEO of AVNEA. AVNEA in Greek is favor, okay? Just for the audience. And Mr. George Fintikakis is a founder and owner of Works Paradise company retreats. So let's start focusing on this necessary treatments about visitors, digital nomads. So let's ask Memon, from your experience, I want to tell you about the differences, because you have a business in Switzerland and here in Crete. So what have been the primary needs of digital nomads and remote workers who choose to stay with you? Have you identified the differences between the two destinations?
Yes, well, first, thank you so much for having me here. It's funny, we're sitting here and talking about co-living. When I started 7 years ago in Switzerland, it was a very niche concept. We wrote the Wikipedia page of co-living, but at that time, co-living was very much this idea of two things. One, taking the supply side of properties, where the property owners were not able to increase their occupancy for the entire year. And from the customer point of view, which is remote workers and digital nomads, who felt alone and wanted a sense of community. So we created this idea of bringing the two supply and demand together. And we started in a village in Switzerland 7 years ago. Now, when we started, of course, it was just the beginning, trying to sell a destination that no one knows. But I'm happy to say that now we have come to a point where it is fully occupied for a whole year. And this is what we want to translate to Greece. So Greece, we started 3 years ago, and we came with the same idea of converting existing properties into a co-living spaces. And properties that are unused, because in Crete, as we all know, they're beautiful, beautiful properties. They're running for summer, and that's it. And everything is closed. And it's a shame, and that's where I thought remote workers is a very good way to attract people here. So to answer your questions, the similarities within our community is that one, people are looking for an accommodation or a service that is kind of foolproof. They don't want to go and book an Airbnb because they don't know if there's a good working space. They don't know if the internet is good enough. They don't know if they're going to meet people around them, and they don't know if they can connect with locals, right? So that's the primary difference between booking an Airbnb yourself versus booking a co-living. Whereas I feel the differences, if I were to compare Switzerland and Greece, it's a stark difference, to be honest, because Switzerland, people are not price sensitive. People who come to Switzerland know Switzerland is expensive. You don't think about that, you spend what you need to spend, right? And whatever we are able to charge in Switzerland, we're still cheaper than any hostel accommodation in the area, right? Whereas in Greece, it's a completely different story, because here the properties are cheaper in the winter time as well. We are more on the higher end, because we take luxury villas and convert them into co-living spaces. But these luxury villas, to be honest, if you were to go yourself, you would never be able to afford it alone. But we make these properties be able to be affordable for individuals by creating co-living, right? So I think that's one of the main differences that I would say is the price sensitivity of the two communities, Greece and Switzerland.
So you have made it make the exchange of co-workers, digital nomads in Switzerland and in Chania. Have you ever done that?
Yes, I mean, we did exchange, not really an exchange, but more like,
kind of exchange, okay.
Because we've had over 700 nomads or remote workers over the years. So we've created this community of people who kind of experience our spaces. And sometimes we try a place and it doesn't work, and sometimes it works, and Greece works, right? And Greece works for fundamental reasons of culture. Switzerland, we are in the mountains, in the Alps, so people are coming for sports. So that's hiking, that's skiing, that's any sort of mountain sports, whereas Greece, people are coming for culture, for food, for people, for the typography of the whole island itself.
So let's see the other side, in the eastern part of Crete, about AVNEA. It's favorite. You a very inspirational name, I would say. Anyway, I would like to tell us what inspired that idea behind the AVNEA, and how do you envision it changing or shaping the digital nomad landscape in Crete?
First of all, just to give some introduction, I'm Lotus and I am a full-time digital nomad. I'm actually traveling my whole life, but the last 3.5 years fully nomadic. So I've been to a lot of places around the world, also as a nomad. And then at some point I really saw the power of community, of when nomads come together. And that's where my idea grew for starting AVNEA, to actually create a community and create experiences for digital nomads to grow and connect together in really unique places around the world. So we've been doing that mainly in Mexico, we've been doing that in Indonesia this year, and now we are really focused on Greece because my partner George, he grew up here on the island in Zaros, in a really small village. And every time we would come back from our nomad destinations, we would come to Crete and we would realize, like, wow, actually, it's so beautiful here, and the village that we're staying then, it's so special and authentic, and I think we can actually do really amazing things here for nomads as well. So that's why we start now the Nomad Village. We're opening in 10 days in Zaros. So we're bringing 30 remote workers from all around the world to a small village here on Crete. And the vision is actually really because we saw so many nomad hubs and places that are growing really, really fast. And we actually realized that there's a huge opportunity to bring nomads to really small and remote places, to authentic villages, to really immerse in the local cultures, and that it's actually for both sides, and the nomads and the local communities. This is a really interesting place for us to meet. So that's a little bit the idea behind the Nomad Village and why we are starting that here.
And how the integration with the people in the eastern part of Crete. I would like to focus in this part as well. Yeah,
so we're bringing 30 people from all around the world. We have 20 nationalities joining us. And we're actually really look like, okay, how can we let them truly experience village life in an authentic way? So we also collaborated with the culture club in Zaros, in the village. And we also, when we bring our community together, like everyone is already selected, so we have a call with everyone who wants to join us. So we make sure that we have nomads that are actually really interested in this, that really want to learn from local cultures and communities. So our group is already very interested in that. And then we work together, with local communities in the village. So we're going to be doing a lot of activities together. We're actually going to be doing cleanups to clean the village up. We're going to let our nomads go to the schools to help with some English classes. We're also together just going to do experiences like dance together, make music, cook together. We're going to harvest the olive trees. So we're really going to be doing things with our nomad community and the local community together.
So let's listen Mr. Fintikakis as well. Mr. Fintikakis, he's living in New York, but his origin is from Crete, Boston, all right?
Yeah, but I was born here.
Sorry, but you have roots here in Crete, in Sfakia. And
Stakya in Cyrillic.
And okay, Cyrillic. In Cyrillic, Kisamos. Cyrillic. Okay. So, how do you observe this evolution of retreats in recent year? How unique offering on experience our companies are now thinking for their team?
Well, Work in Paradise was created during the trend of remote work and with COVID. And my goal is I don't focus on digital nomads. Work in Paradise is focused on companies, corporates, startups. The goal is to attract and bring companies to Crete so they can work from here all year round. We have 300 days of sunshine a year here. And we want to also attract companies and startups so we can bring startups from fintech, blockchain, green technology, corporates. So also there could be workshops here and knowledge sharing with the quality universities we have, such as Polytechnio. And Rethymno is a university city. We have excellent universities in Heraklion. And so that's my goal, is to attract and bring companies here. It's going to help. The genuine goal is to help also the local economy to create jobs. And how Work in Paradise works is I have a network of luxury villas, villa owners for teams of 10 or less. We've had 3 startups who've come and work here. And then for teams of over 15 or larger, I have partners who are hotel owners. And I hope we can have a discussion with the Hotel Association of Crete and the hotel owners, because one project, one team of 25, the result was they spent over 60,000 euros in 7 days in the local economy. And the goal is to help create jobs, not just for one entrepreneur who wants to make money. So I'm looking for the next steps. And I want to thank the Marketing Greece and Work from Greece. It's an outstanding initiative and event, and I hope we can work closer with them on how we can introduce and present Crete in Europe, in the US, so more companies can come here. And what we offer companies is we have workshops for creative team building. Crete, as you know, has a deep menu of health and wellness, from our mountains, botanical herbs, the Cretan diet. We have the best yoga and meditation teachers. We have a great, obviously, what Effie has built, modern co-working space. She's done an amazing job with Work Hub Chania. And what we do in addition is we bring them to, obviously, our countryside, our villages. They experience the best of Cretan cuisine and Greek cuisine, and then health and wellness. So and then they can give back with their knowledge transfer, across the different industries for young students. I have one of my best partners is Big Blue Academy. It's a data science academy in Athens, and we can also do upskilling retreats. It's not just Crete is known for yoga and health and wellness, yoga retreats, but we also want to create upskilling and other such ideas. So I'm really looking forward to exploring, collaborating with people like Dimitris and all these talented entrepreneurs, and Haz has done a great job with Greek Escape and his what they've for remote workers and hiring come digital nomads. And this is a brilliant idea that your name? I'm sorry.
Lotus.
Lotus, ignore me. Sorry.
No worries.
Lotus has done with this village in this beautiful village in Crete. So I think my point is, if we can all work together, because I work my tail off morning, day, and night to promote and market Crete to companies across Europe and the States. So I think if we can do that, this could help the local economy, and it can really, and I genuinely mean this, create jobs. So that's my goal. So we're still very early.
I want to quickly just add to that, because we also host company retreats, and I think one of the struggles with attracting non-European companies is accessibility to Crete, right? Because it's just last week, US company, 25 employees wanted to come to Crete, but they realized flying from US to Crete for a week long is hard to get everyone together, and sometimes these teams are distributed, right? They have teams in US, in Asia, everywhere, and they want to bring everyone together to do the retreat. So one thing to think about always is also for us to improve the accessibility or allow easy accessibility to the island. I know one thing is like after November, there's no more direct flights, for example, right? So then that is something that we need to be loud and clear and communicate that, hey, if you are wanting to have a more seamless travel to Crete, it has to be.
This is a permanent discussion here.
This is a very, this is relevant. This is a big challenge. I lost
Yeah.
over 5 proposals to companies over the logistics and the flights.
Yeah.
And they chose Portugal and Spain, which are beautiful countries, because many companies, if they're working remotely, if it's a tech company or a startup or a technology company, if they have employees in different offices across Europe, during November till
April,
late March, it's difficult to fly, and I lost over 5 company retreats due to it was easier to fly to Portugal and Spain and Italy in Tuscany, which is more expensive than Greece.
It's a great obstacle.
So I think we need the help.
Yeah.
We need some sort of solution.
It's a great obstacle.
For Heraklion and Chania on how from November until April. This is lost income for the local economy.
We used to discuss it all over the time. It's something
So I
that
hope we can find a
hurt us.
solution.
It's something that hurt us. That's for
But I
sure.
hope there's a solution to this, yeah.
Yes. So I want to tell us about the harmony that there is about the local environments and Cretans, how you can achieve that exchange, integration, and a harmonious integration between two communities, Cretans and people that are coming here for working, co-living or digital nomads and remote workers. How you can make a balance on this part?
Yeah. No, I think like Lotus already talked about local integration. I think that's a very good idea to work with the cultural center. But one thing, so there's 2 sides of it. One is using tourism products, right? We talk about digital nomads or remote workers can come and use tourism products like go on trips, go buy things in the grocery stores, or go use the local bakery or the restaurants. They can benefit the economy through the purchase of different things in the town. And on the second hand is like, how can locals get things out of us? And that's where we are exploring. One is a way to give people jobs. So we are able to create roughly around 10 to 20 people job during the winter season, and that these people would not have jobs during that time, generally speaking. Secondly, we also want people to be more than just tourism users, right? We want them to integrate. So we also invite local Greek teachers, for example, to come and teach Greek to our residents to have a little better understanding of what they're experiencing. At the same time, also, like you were saying also about harvest, because November onwards, it's also the harvest time, right? To go and explore, get their hands dirty, talk to these locals, because again, one thing which I think is very underrated in Greece compared to the rest of the world, or Europe at least, Greeks are very well spoken in English. And that is a very, very big plus point that for example, in Switzerland, we are in the French-speaking part. Yeah. As much as we try the integration, there's a language barrier. They can't get through to the locals sometimes. Here, that is a huge advantage. Just earlier, I went to a random store. An old lady came out. She must have been 70 years old. She was speaking English to me perfectly. So I think that's one of the big advantages here, which is underrated.
So I would just add in this point, do you understand, do you face problems, people face problems with a specialized attorney to get the visa? Have you faced it? Have you heard about that? Is that a problem for people coming from Asia or from United States of America? They can find a specialized attorney just to make the procedure, just to follow the procedure and finish up with the procedure. Who wants to answer that?
Well,
I think, I'm sorry, you meant for attorneys for the
specialized,
digital nomad visa.
I'm observing that points every time, and Facebook's remoters they say I can find someone to fulfill the whole procedure. Do you have your opinion?
Well, there's one in Chania, which is Tax Oasis.
Only one.
Tax Oasis Consulting, and they do specifically digital nomad visa consulting. So for people who want to come here and stay for long term, at least from the ones I know who have gotten the visa, it has taken months to a year. So it's not a quick process either. So oftentimes people who come here who are non-Europeans can maximum stay 3 months, correct? So, and after 3 months you have tax residency that you need to be part of here. So I think in terms of the legal situation, especially for non-Europeans, Tax Oasis is the only one at the moment.
Let's talk about sustainability, and let's go to Lotus. Tell us about that sustainability. How do you plan to ensure in AVNEA Nomad Village operate sustainability in a harmony with the local environment and community?
I think we do that in different ways. First of all is that we bring people to the village and we make use of what's already there. So exactly, we work with several houses and hotels. We put the people in places that are already there that would otherwise be empty because it's November, it's like the season is over. So that's a way where we think of, like, in terms of sustainability and in terms of integration with the community. Yeah, it's again that we really collaborate with the village to not only bring people to, let's say, consume the place, but actually together make a new type of experience. So also for the villagers in Zaros, it's a very interesting experience to have all of a sudden all these nationalities in the village. So we're really looking like, okay, how can we make them also blossom, let's say. So for instance, we will have a grandmother who is now going to do a little laundry service, so she can actually, because we had this problem of we're having a hotel, like where can all the nomads do their laundry, for instance. So we work together with the yaya from, like, the grandmother from the village, a local restaurant that would otherwise close, that only work a little bit for tourism, that we are going to take it over as our hub. They will be cooking for our nomads, but we also facilitate the space still for villagers. So after certain cultural events, they can come to the restaurant. So it's like there are a lot of different ways where we have that environment together.
So, George, what do you think is the biggest opportunity, the challenge for organizing corporations and retreats in this region? How do you ensure a memorable and a productive experience for companies?
I think the biggest challenge is we have to introduce and present Crete. So going to relevant conferences in Europe, where in London or Berlin, or Scandinavia or Switzerland and other countries, to introduce and present everything that Crete can offer and Greece can offer. Our culture, our cuisine, and also the facilities. The facilities, 300 days of sun a year, all the agriculture, the health and wellness benefits. The value added, what it could help people with their, not only for them to work, but their health, and then we have beautiful estates for workshops, creative team building, et cetera, et cetera. So I think it's more of a marketing, and I really hope I can work more with this great initiative from marketing in Greece. I know they're very supportive. I can work more closely, and also with the Hotel Association. I think it's a team thing, in my view. If we can collaborate more, we can be more successful, and we can promote not only Crete, but also other islands. I have excellent partners in Athens and Naxos. And again, this helps the local economy, this helps create jobs. And I really mean that. I mean, that's a sincere, genuine goal. So if we can all collaborate and work together, I think from here on, things can grow. And it could help.
You want to add something?
I do.
Memon?
I do, because she was pointing also at challenges. One of the things we talk about in Greece a lot is internet, right? how has your experience been, both of you, with groups?
Can I just,
Yeah,
I had
sure.
my first retreat, who was in Tarazzo. It was at a beautiful
Yeah.
villa of 10 people, and the Mbps in Tarazzo was 20, 30 Mbps. And so I got chewed out. This was my mistake, because I didn't audit the Wi-Fi. But then we solved it, but it depends on the location in the region. The closer you are to Chania, to the town, the Wi-Fi is 50 to 100 Mbps. It depends on the location. So it depends on some villages in Apokorana may not, some village in Akrotiri, it depends, you know, if you go out. So it depends, by Agia Marina up until Platanias Malama, it's pretty good because of all the resorts and the hotels. It's up to 100, 150 Mbps.
They used to advertise
it depends on the location.
high
Huh?
speeds, but they're not so high.
No, but now this is very
as you're
important.
working for.
You can do Starlink, Elon Musk Starlink. You can pay one villa owner, you can pay, I think, 400 or 500 euro, even for your villa. You must know about this.
Yeah,
and
we
you
also
can
have
get, and then
Starlink,
you
yeah.
can have Starlink, isn't
Yeah,
it?
we have Starlink.
You have Starlink. So
Yeah.
Starlink with the satellite. So Elon Musk kind of solved that.
Yeah, just last year.
Huh? I don't know. Yeah.
So,
If they don't, they can go up to the White Mountains in Lefkaori, and they can just bring their laptop and be with the Voskus and the shepherds, and with the goats and the sheep. And if they want an authentic experience with some,
No, because
Like
that's the idea, right? We want to create these regenerative spaces or places, or even the villages like you have, Lotus. But you were telling me earlier it wouldn't be possible without Starlink. You wouldn't have even done it.
Yeah, we started off in really remote places as well in Mexico, so we are used to this problem of internet.
Yeah.
But for us, it's really important to bring nomads to remote places, so it's something that we learned to work with. So we communicated as well with our nomads, but yeah, Starlink is a huge game changer. We will now have 2 Starlinks in the village, so there will be 2 different places where people can connect. But also we ask everyone, to have a local SIM card, that they have that as a backup. We test in different places in the village where it's going to be the best. So it's definitely, that's I think my main challenge at the moment with this experience on Crete.
So, very interesting, your opinion, your knowledge, your experience. Thank you very much for being
Thank
here and sharing what have you from other places, what you have as a heritage for us, just to collaborate and to see better people who knows better for us, just to make the product to be more attractive. Thank you very much for being
Great
us.
stuff. Thank you.